God of War, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why anybody would want to play, a middle-aged one, like a 40-year-old woman in like an action. Like I don't see, like I don't know who this appeals to. I don't think this appeals to, like, I don't know who the target audience for this game is. Like, I mean, for me, like, and this is the problem, is that it's the same as like, I mean, whenever you do like a main character swap in a story like this, I think that especially like this is it's like an established narrative, right? And it's been going on now for a long time.
I'm not interested in this. Like, I'm definitely not the target audience for this game, and I don't think that there really is one. I don't think anybody gives a shit about this. It's like female Thor, yeah. Who's this? No, I haven't played God of War since God of War 1.
Tell me you're not a God of War fan without telling me you're not a God of War fan. If you've been on the internet for more than 5 minutes recently, you would have probably seen that people have been losing their minds because apparently Kratos has been replaced by a woman! No, he hasn't. And if you actually played the last two games, this shouldn't even be surprising. Look, you can think that a talking cube companion voiced by Jack Quaid looks goofy, fair enough.
Faye, you need to accept it. All of it. You're dead.
Oi, Huey.
Nice mod, mate. Why don't you dig down, see if you can find your balls, and if you find them, man up and turn your silly mod off, you gutless noob.
You don't have to like every idea. But acting like Faye suddenly appeared out of nowhere, or acting like she shouldn't get a game because she's a woman, that's just being misogynistic. And it shows that you haven't been paying attention, because this franchise has been all about family since day one.
The Greek Saga.
Kratos becomes the ghost of Sparta because he slaughtered his own family after Ares tricked him into doing it. A village oracle cursed him with the ashes of his wife and daughter to remind him of that fateful night.
For how could he forget spilling the blood of his own family? A cruel trick orchestrated by the god of war.
My wife. My child. How? They were left in Sparta.
Now taken everything from him.
Ares!
From this night forward, the mark of your terrible deed will be visible to all. The ashes of your wife and child will remain fastened to your skin, never to be removed.
And with that curse, all would know him for the beast he had become. His skin white with the ash of his dead family. The ghost of Sparta had been born. In the end, in death, he had failed.
That's where Kratos comes from. Not glory, not power, grief, anger, and regret. The Greek games happen because of that. We move forward in time to 2018. That was a good year. That was the year Donald Trump injected himself with cat hormones.
Has he offered to withdraw?
God of War 2018 drops us into the Norse saga, and personally I think this is the best Kratos. No screaming, no rage, no giant speeches, just silence. But underneath that, he's tired. Faye's final wish to Kratos was to have her ashes scattered across the tallest peak of the realms. And that's the catalyst that causes 2018's God of War and God of War Ragnarok. So she is the most important character in the Norse saga.
Remember when they made a Mad Max movie without Max in it, and it was a total disaster and nobody watched it and the movie totally bombed at the box office? Remember how it was basically a case study in totally not understanding your audience, or even what made your own IP successful in the first place?
No, but I do remember a film that was over-bloated and had a character who was boring and uninteresting and written poorly. Maybe that's why it failed. Not because the main character was a woman.
Why? Well, it's simple really. It's a God of War game that doesn't actually have the God of War in it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I mean, okay, there's other avenues you could explore in this world, I guess. I think most players would have accepted a game about Atreus and what he does with his life after parting company with his old man. The ending of Ragnarok definitely left that kind of storyline wide open.
Cory Barlog has explicitly said that they are still working on Kratos games, they are just focusing on Faye at the moment.
And it's exciting. Faye is, while it's a different thing, it's still part of the larger tapestry of what we're doing. We really want to explore all of these different characters in there, but there's always going to be Kratos games. Like throughout the whole history, we're super
Yeah, we can't not tell
that.
stories about the big guy.
More importantly, was it a story that anyone really wanted to hear? Because I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that when you think of a God of War game, you're probably going to imagine a big, angry, muscular, bald man who grunts a lot, tearing the shit out of anything and anyone who gets in his way, and maybe sparing a vague thought for
Boy, 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 boy.
Clearly, you misunderstood the story of God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. In the Greek saga, Kratos was all about revenge and vengeance and killing and slaughtering gods who betrayed him and wronged him. In 2018 and Ragnarok, he wants to be better, not only for himself, but his son. He wants him to be better than he was when he was younger. He tries to avoid conflict at every turn throughout the game.
So I'm a man now, like you?
No. We are not men. We are more than that. The responsibility is far greater. And you must be better than me. Understand? Say it.
I will be better. Is this how it always ends? Sons killing their mothers? Their fathers?
No. We will be the gods we choose to be. Not those who have been. Who I was is not who you be. We must be better. Don't you know what I've done? Yes! But what will you do now? We don't change. Destroy us! No more. No more. For the sake of our children, we must be better.
Sony just can't seem to help it. Anytime that they have a female character, it seems like they always have to somehow make her ugly. We saw them do this with Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man 2, who went from this, and even this, to this. Oh wait, no, I mean to this. Which is basically the same thing. I mean, can you even tell the difference? Sony did it again with the Horizon series where they cast Nikko Kato Avocado as a woman for some reason.
The MJ point has been done to death at this point, but the Nikko Kato Avocado comment, I just can't. You got me there.
And one that is a personal affront to me, because I love this game and I played it about a dozen times at least, is what Sony did to Tess from The Last of Us. She was actually a very beautiful woman in the first game when it launched on the PlayStation 3 and even on the remastered edition on the PS4, but then for some reason when they made the remake on the PS5, Neil Druckmann's ugly woman fetish took over and he turned Tess into this. And we don't even need to get into Abby.
So she looks a little bit older, so what? There's not really that much difference. And Abby, what do you expect? It's a person surviving in the apocalypse at top strength. What were you expecting, Sydney Sweeney? Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely despise Abby, but there's a reason for it, and I'm not going to get into it today.
And what about Athena? Athena was also a god of war in a way. I know she wasn't literally a god of war, but hear me out.
Because they want to continue the Norse saga. They're not going to add a dead god to be the protagonist who we haven't seen since 2010. I'm going to have to turn this off. I'm getting quite tired after watching all that bullshit. If you agreed with me, please feel free to leave a like, comment and share. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and feel free to subscribe. I've left a few links in the description, please check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.